We're on our front porch this week with a life update for Angel, and on the menu,
creamed corn
with a twist, so stick around.
This is Wade, and I'm Angel, and this is Iris, and we are Pole House, Black Pots, Weekend Getaways, where we show you all things yummy to cook in cast iron as we visit different places.
Well, welcome back to another weekend getaway.
If you're returning to watch us, if not, welcome.
Yeah.
We're cooking on our front porches, which is obvious.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give you an Angel update. What's on the menu?
We're doing a homemade creamed corn.
With a twist.
Yeah, we're doing a little twist in it, yeah.
So, stick around.
We'll be right back.
Well, we told you we'd give you an update on how I am. This is pretty close to week 2 from my surgery date. The surgery went just fine, went as expected. Unfortunately, after they were ready almost to send me home, I kind of had a setback and I spent a week in the hospital. But I'm doing good now, starting to relearn how to walk. So I'm gonna send it back to Wade and cream corn.
Okay, if you may notice, the wind chime are going, it's pretty windy, so I have the wind guard up to try to keep the heat at bay, coming straight up. So I'm gonna start with charcoal's not quite ready, which is fine because we've showed you this before. We're gonna do it again. Really handy with a lot of heat, which is fine right now. We're gonna go ahead and put the Dutch oven on top. You got to be careful because your legs kind of get interfered with this. And we're doing cream corn, but we're going to start with regular, plain old bag of frozen corn. This is a 1 pound bag. And we're going to kind of help get it cooking easy, we're just going to add, I got about a cup and a half of water. This is making a lot of difference.
Now it's 1 bag of frozen corn, 2 cans of regular corn, whole kernel corn. If you're wanting to keep it shelf stable.
Okay, I'm going to stir it just a little bit, get everything. It was frozen corn. I've been sitting out just a little bit so it's not completely frozen. And we're going to put the lid on. All we got to do now is just let things heat up and get hot. The corn doesn't really need to cook a lot because corn, either canned corn or frozen corn, any of that kind of stuff, pretty much is already cooked before it's processed. And so basically all we got to do is kind of heat it up, then we'll drain the water off, and then we'll get back to the other ingredients, which are not very much. So this recipe is not going to take long. It'll come together. So, all right, let's check this. Yeah, it's at a low boil, which is good enough. So we don't need to do anything else with that. Get this lid out of the way. I'm not going to leave that for a minute. Now the charcoal's ready. Yes. So we're going to set that off a minute. Get my tongs. This grate here is pretty hot. And we're going to put some charcoal out on it. Okay, spread it out, and we're going to probably keep some of them out so we can have some for the top of the lid, because we're going to cook it a little bit longer. I'm actually going to bake, but so we can put a fairly full bed of coals on the bottom. Set that back on here. Oh, actually we don't need to set it on there yet because first we're going to drain most of the water off. I'm going to go ahead and drain it. I'll put a drainer out here and okay, that's good enough. Now we're going to go ahead and set it back on the coals. Put the corn back in. And we need a little bit more liquid. That's why I put it in here, but we reserve that liquid, so we're going to be good. Now, next step's fairly simple. We have 1 stick of salted butter.
Now, where'd we come up with this recipe?
I think a friend of ours gave it to us a while back.
It was a crock pot recipe.
That's right, it was. And then 1 brick of cream cheese.
This also works good to make cream cabbage too.
Yeah, you could do creamed lots of different things if you wanted to.
And it's also, we feature something kind of like this in our corn soup that we fixed. That corn chowder.
It's you kind of derived that recipe.
Yes, I did.
Off of this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, we're going to start working that up so it doesn't get stuck on the bottom. Okay. Now, next we're going to add a little bit of seasoned salt, because we don't have any salt in other than the salted butter.
And probably a little salted in the cream cheese.
Yeah, there's some, of course. Okay. Maybe some fresh black ground pepper. And the thing that we added to make that we like it, kind of spice it up a little bit, is 1 can of green chilies with the juice. And this happens to be a 4-ounce can of chopped green chilies. Now we'll stir all this together. And if you can believe it, that's all there is to it. You gotta let everything get melted together, cream cheese mixed in. Okay, we take the spoon off. Okay. Now we're going to put the lid on. That's still pretty hot, so I'm going to carefully put the lid on. Okay, sorry if you can't see it real well with the camera, because the wind's pretty rough right now, so we're trying to keep that heat up underneath the Dutch oven. Now we're going to take the coals that we did not put under and put some on top and heat it through. Now, if we're doing this, is kind of not really baking. It's more kind of, I don't know, I'm using more the method if you would if you were roasting something, or doing maybe a pot of stew or something. You want a nice heat to get it heated up, but not, you know, like baking. And with all that liquid, we can handle quite a bit of heat on the bottom, as opposed to baking, because it's that one mass of liquid that's circulating inside, you know, underneath there. So we're not worried about getting the coal in the center and burning anything because of that liquid. And then we put some on top. So with roasting, I usually do more of 50-50. So we're using, just like with normal baking, we're using about 26 pieces of charcoal for a deep 10-inch. So we're doing about 12 or 13 on the bottom and the same on top. And then we'll just give it a few minutes, give it a stir. And once everything comes together and all the cream cheese and the butter is melted, then this side dish is ready to serve. So we'll see you back here in a few minutes when it's stirred together and all ready to eat. We'll be back. Okay, this is the 5-minute mark. Time to stir. Okay. Coming along nicely. Then it finished coming together. And all them flavors come together and all that cream cheese get good and melted. We'll give it another 5 minutes and see where we're at.
On this channel, we show you yummy, delicious, and interesting things to cook in cast iron, most specifically Dutch ovens. Do you know we have a cookbook? It not only shows you great tips how to use your Dutch ovens, but it gives you our first 2 years of recipes.
They're $20 with $6 shipping and handling. You can get those at Pole House Black Pots, P.O. Box 212, Fayette, Missouri 65248, or on Venmo.
Yes, in the Venmo, look up Pole House Block Pots on Venmo.
Poor Wade here, he's doing double duty.
All right, it's been another 5 minutes. It should be.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Stir all that butter back into it.
I'd take it off of the fire.
Yeah.
Man.
You want to have
glove? Here.
There we go. Gonna be a lip burner, hon.
I know it is. Oh, that green chilies just gives it a little zing. Good.
Did it burn you?
No.
Yeah, you say that.
No, it didn't. So we hope you liked this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, which is like. Share us on Facebook or Instagram. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That helps us out a lot. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Bye, everybody.